In today's breaking story, Donald Trump's doctor just stunned MAGA with a new health move. That's right, Donald Trump's health continues to be an issue of concern. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump is an authoritarian nightmare, and at this point, he is wholeheartedly going after his political enemies.
Would you not have said that?
No, I don't think so at all. And look, this administration is.
You would have been cool with it.
Well, I think they've been very clear that of the role that they have and what they expect out of their Justice Department.
Which is that the Justice Department does what the president
Well, no,
wants
because the
them
American
to do.
people made it pretty clear last November. No one walked into a voting booth last November and said, "Oh, geez, I didn't know Donald Trump had been that." They all knew it. They thought there was a two-tier justice system the same way millions of other people did.
So in other words, doubling down on a two-tier justice system is what Trump ran on.
Well,
Correct?
I mean,
because I
why aren't
remember,
we asking this
hold on, I
question?
remember asking, I asked Senator Tim Scott when he was on this show last year, is Trump just going to go after his political enemies? And he said, absolutely not. Trump has not ever said he was going to go after his political enemies. And now I'm being told that this is what he campaigned on all along, and that the American people affirmatively voted for him to prosecute people based on his enemies list.
Well, why aren't
And I don't think all of Trump's insane behavior can be explained with his health.
You remember, Jake, it was November of 2019 where he had that surprise visit to Walter Reed. It was not announced. I think it was even on a weekend where all of a sudden he went to Walter Reed, and then again in June. So if you look at the cadence of that, there have been times when it's more than annual. So in that sense, not that surprising. But again, I worked at the White House. I seen that White House medical facility. It's pretty good. If you're going to Walter Reed, it's usually for more extensive testing.
So this obviously comes in the context of those photographs that we've seen of his bruised hands, swollen ankles. We've talked about this before, but how concerning are those images?
Yeah. Well, the way that I would sort of look at it is that I think they're concerning, which is why questions have been asked, investigations have been performed, and the White House medical team has commented on it. So if you look at the hands, for example, first of all, they say that, look, he's on blood thinners, he shakes a lot of hands. If you look closely at that, it's more bruising on the right than the left, the shaking hand, the hand that you shake hands with. So that kind of fits. A lifetime of sun damage. The skin on the back of the hand is quite thin, so it's a little bit more susceptible to bruising like this. So my point being that it fits. The explanation sort of fits, it tracks. With regard to the ankles, the swollen ankles, I think, were pretty clear. And again, that can be of concern. But the blood is not flowing through there as well. It's pooling or accumulating in the ankles. And they say that is something known as chronic venous insufficiency. The veins just aren't pumping the blood as well back to the rest of the body. They're not moving the blood as well.
But Trump's health definitely plays a role. And now Trump's doctor just stunned MAGA with a new health move. That's right, take a look at today's top story. President Trump's decision to take the COVID booster shot has stunned MAGA loyalists and his own administration, especially his health secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., one of America's loudest anti-vaccine voices. During what was described as a routine annual checkup at Walter Reed Medical Center Friday night, Trump not only received glowing health marks, his doctor claiming his heart is 14 years younger than his age of 79, but also rolled up his sleeve for 2 vaccines, a flu shot and the updated COVID booster. The move blindsided Trump's inner circle and his base. It comes at a time when Kennedy's Department of Health and Human Services has restricted access to COVID vaccines, limiting eligibility to only seniors and high-risk individuals. Kennedy, who has long claimed the COVID vaccine is the deadliest ever made, now finds himself publicly embarrassed by the president's personal medical choice. Social media lit up instantly. Critics mocked the hypocrisy of an administration that pushes anti-vax rhetoric while the president himself quietly follows mainstream medical advice. Epidemiologist Dr. Eric Fiegel-Ding wrote, "Dear MAGA, guess who just got both the updated COVID vaccine and flu shots today? Your dear leader, Trump. Maybe you should get them too." Even political observers couldn't help but point out the irony. The man who launched Operation Warp Speed to deliver vaccines faster than any administration in history is now relying on those same vaccines while surrounding himself with officials trying to erase their existence. For MAGA diehards, it's a moment of confusion. Trump's base has defined itself for years by skepticism toward the very shots he just took. Some are accusing him of betrayal, others are scrambling to rationalize it. Meanwhile, Kennedy has yet to publicly comment, but insiders say the relationship between him and the president is now visibly strained. In short, the president who made the vaccine possible just became the face of its comeback, leaving his own anti-vax team stunned, the MAGA base furious, and the rest of America shaking its head at yet another White House contradiction. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.